Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm Tiffany, and right now we are going to get right into a what would you make collab. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we're going to get right into it. Okay, so this is What Would You Make collaboration, and it's hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY, and hosted by DIY Craftaholic, and guest host is the Chauvin's Nest. It's hosted every month, and there's wonderful ladies that are linked to this playlist, so I hope you stick around and watch everybody in the playlist. Let's get into it, you guys. DIY number 1. And if you haven't guessed, we're doing some Patriotic DIYs today. I got this wood United States plaque here from Target, like last year, I believe it was. It's been a while. But I started off with painting it with some of my DIY paint in Hay Sailor, and then I went with some, oh gosh, I cannot remember the name of this red paint. Anyway, I'm just basically rough doing this, you guys. I go more with a farmhouse look, so I didn't tape it off or nothing like that. I wanted it to look like it's hand painted, so that's kind of why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I am just roughly just going along and painting it my own way, my own style. Some of the lines aren't perfect, and some of the lines are wider than the other ones and whatever. And then after my red is done, I go in with gosh, I'm drawing a blank, you guys. It's my swan, white swan by DIY. And then I also got this little stencils. These came from Amazon. I'm just using a little star from the Christmas tree just because it was like the perfect size, and I'm just using that as a stencil to go in for the little flags here. And then I grabbed some antiquing wax from Waverly, and I'm going around the edge here, and then I am going to rustic this up a little bit. I wanted to make it look more vintage, more dirty, kind of actually more primitive. So I kind of just go in and start just making it look more vintage. I do actually grab a wet wipe and kind of wipe in this, but be careful with that because this paint can be reactivated with water, so if you rub too hard, it will rub your paint off completely. I grabbed these. These are from IOD. They're the IOD lettering stamps. And I'm just going to go on. I actually mess up in this, and I put too much of a space in between my 6 and 7. They only come with one number, so you have to space it if you're going to, because I wanted to do 1776, but I put too much of a space in between there because I only needed the one space for the 7, so I left too much of a space anyway. So I ended up messing it up anyway, but I did fix it. If you don't let it sit too long, these will wipe off, but it is permanent ink, so you have to go in quickly with your wipe or whatever. And my number got way off kilter there too. It was not even at all, so I did go in quickly with a wet wipe and wipe it back, but So here we're going to go in and restamp. And I restamp all of my 7s here. And I do kind of like how the red kind of got smeared into that white. Actually, I kind of actually like how that looked, so worked out for the good there. After all of that, I go in with some Mod Podge. You can use any kind of sealer. There is Big Top, there is waxes and everything for DIY paint. I just had my Mod Podge sitting here, and I had it actually opened from using it on other projects, so I just used that. And I just give it one good coat. I have to say this is probably my favorite in all of these. I like a lot of them, but this one's probably my favorite. I did quite a few projects today. A couple of them were a little bit bigger, and then it goes into a couple of like tier trade items. So DIY number 2. So here I'm starting off with this little cutting board, and I'm painting it white. This is my swan white. Oh, I totally messed that up, you guys. I didn't edit that part out. It was supposed to be my trick of the edited camera, and I totally messed it up. Anyway, after I painted it white, I go in with some antique wax and I wipe it in. I am trying to go in with a little bit more of a different wood color. I had to work with this a little bit. I need to go and get me a mister bottle because I know that'll work a lot better. I mean, I got it to work. And I know Walmart has them. I just need to go just go get them. But I went in with the antique wax, and then I went over on top with another coat of the white paint. And then I grab a baby wipe, and I'm just kind of blending it in. I wanted it to blend. I wanted it to look more like weathered wood, in a way. That's kind of the look I'm going for with this, so... But again, like I said, this DIY paint does get reactivated with water, and you can actually get it to come completely off. So, but I was okay with some of the darker spots to show up in the wood. It makes it a little bit more rustic and everything, so I was okay with that. But because it was wet with the antique wax and the wet wipe, we needed to make sure this was completely dry. So I did use my heat gun on this. I just recently found these at Dollar Tree. I thought these were really cool. I'm a stickler for trucks, you guys. So I saw this and I had to get it. It's just one of the little lawn things. I did grab some E6000 and use that. It's coming to my last little bit here, and I end up actually busting open my tube when I was trying to get it out here. This is kind of when I noticed it. I was like, oh great. So then I grabbed one of my little spatulas here. I also use some hot glue for some immediate hold, and I'm just kind of putting it in areas where it was a little bit more like sitting up, just to get it to stick down on here. I really like how this truck looked, so it was cute. I grabbed some of these stickies, some window clings. We always call them window stickies, I don't know. But window clings, I cut it out and I fussy cut it. around everything, and then I'm going to grab some Mod Podge, and I'm going to Mod Podge this up to the top of it. It's just a little banner, and it says bold, bright, and brave. Just give it a little bit more detail up on the top. And then I Mod Podge everything because I forgot to Mod Podge the board before I did my truck, and you should seal your paint in because, again, this paint can be reactivated by water. Anyway, these little rub-on transfers I got from Amazon just recently, and they're all 4th of July ones, and oh my gosh, you guys, they got some of the cutest dang things. These are actually the ones that Brenda was actually just using in her last video. If you guys not have seen that, it was one of her little bee, I think it was a bee one. She also did, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but I love these, but they're kind of weird. Like, they rub on, but they're kind of like almost like stickers. You don't have to rub very much. You just kind of have to start getting them to stick down, and then you just pull up the plastic. But they are very shiny. This is where I mess up. So I put these balloons down, and I felt, after I put the balloons down, I felt that the Mod Podge was still very clammy. And I didn't realize that until after I put my balloons down. Yeah, totally ruined my transfer, you guys. So make sure that your stuff is dry before you use any transfer. And I should have known that because I have ruined so many transfers because I'm dumb. So always make sure that your stuff is dry. Look at some of these. These are some of these. So I actually show closer, or kind of go through a little bit of them a little bit later on in the video. But some of these are just the cutest dang things ever, and I use a bunch of these. So, but I thought it was cute to maybe have like a little bit of balloons floating from the truck and look like they were blowing in the wind, like he's moving. So that's kind of my idea with this. So it looks like they're tied down to like the bed of his truck, and even these kind of pulled up the paint a little bit. No, it wasn't like nothing bad, but. So I went over it with a little bit of Mod Podge again, just to seal in the transfer and to seal in that paint that peeled up a little bit. But that's how it turned out. Super cute. DIY number 3 and 4. See, these are kind of one we're turning into a little bit more ones that you can put on your tier tray. I was thinking about doing ones for tier trays. My tier tray is not ready yet. I need to clean it off and everything, so nothing is prepared for any of this, but this is kind of where I'm showing you some of these, and oh, they're just so cute, you guys. So I decided I was gonna cut out this little owl. I think this little owl is just adorable. But all of these would work really nice for your tier tray, and some of them are very small, and and they're just like the perfect size for just little tiny projects like this. See, once you get it started and start pulling it up, it pulls up really easy. He looks like he's glaring at you. It's just so cute. I wanted something else for the top of his... See, I'm kind of going slow through him a little bit. I kind of wanted something else for the top of... above him, so I wanted to do this little banner. It does kind of go over his hat just a tiny bit, but that's okay. This one was actually a little bit harder to get started on there because it kind of curved up on those, and I kind of wanted it to look like it was stuck up there in the top of those little curves there. And then we go on in with our second one here, and I do go over these with antique wax too, you guys. I never did mention that on the first one, but I go over the entire thing, the front and the sides. I don't go over the back actually. So fronts and sides. This one I think I did the sides off camera. But I'm cutting out this little piggy. Oh my gosh, the little pig is just the cutest little thing. And the farmhouse style is my thing, so we had to do a little pig wearing the little hat. Oh, he's just the cutest little thing. And again, I wanted something else for the top of him, above his hat. So, here I'm searching for something, but I think we settle on the words that say USA on it. There we go. I wanted to do that pug too. I got a little pug puppy. You guys are new to my channel. I got a little pug puppy, and I wanted to do him too, but I ran out of time, and this video got long enough, so I didn't really get a chance to do him, but definitely gonna have to do him. So then here after that, I grabbed some these are actually Jenga blocks. These are not tumbling tower blocks. I got these at a thrift store in a game. And I'm just gluing these to the back just so they stand up a little bit. And then I decided I decided that I wanted to add some of these half beads on all four corners of our little blocks. These little blocks also, by the way, you guys, I got these in some fan mail from Hot Mess Crafting as well, if you haven't heard of her channel. And then I grabbed my rag, or my wet wipe that I was antiquing with antique wax on it from doing this, and just gave them a little bit of that color as well. And that's how these two turned out. Super cute. On to DIY number 5. So this one, I have this little birdhouse, and we're starting off with our DIY paint in red. For some odd reason, I am drawing a blank still on the name of this paint color. It starts with an M, I believe. I don't remember. But I painted the whole birdhouse except for the roof and the bottom of it. The roof I'm going in with Hay Sailor. And now I'm going to go in, this is actually apple barrel paint. This is antique white. And I'm just going to stencil on using that same stencil that we used prior to make our little stars on the roof. And I do both sides of this. After that's done, I grab a little Sharpie and I write on the birdhouse 1776, and I write it kind of in a way that it would be like the house number, like if it was little birdhouse had a house number. And then my camera ended up dying on me, but I ended up cutting out a few more of these little transfers, and we're going to add these to the little house. These ones are just like little tiny flowers. Just give it a little more pizzazz. They look like little poppies. Little red and white ones. And then these other ones, it has like a little flag and then a lollipop and then a couple little flowers in there as well. We're going to put those on the other side. And then to make this a little bit more flag looking, we got this little heart that has the red and white stripes. I wanted to put it up there at the very top, but it just wasn't going to fit, so we put it there. And there you have it. DIY number 6. And here I am going, and I'm going to stain it just like I stained all the other ones with my antique Waverly wax. And I do stain the front and the sides. I do not believe I do go over a quart of with Mod Podge, and then I grab these clings from Dollar Tree. I do fussy cut this, and I just laid that down. I thought the flowers and the bucket looked really pretty. And then I go over another coat of Mod Podge just to make sure that's all stuck down. And we go lightly over the drying. And then I decided to add a little blue button right there in the middle of that flag. I don't know why, it just looked like it needed it. And then I grabbed another one of my jingle blocks here, and I'm sticking it down to the back so it stands up as well. And there you have that one. Now on to the final reveal, you guys. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Please give me a like. Hit that like button down there and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'd greatly appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know which ones you really enjoyed. Like I said, I think the flag United States one's my favorite. But let me know down below what you guys liked. And make sure you guys go check out everybody over in the playlist that are linked down below. I'll have everybody linked down in my description box. Make sure you check out the hosts. Make sure you give everybody some love. And you're coming over from their channels. I appreciate you all. And I hope you all enjoyed these. And I hope you guys stick around. And I hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day weekend. And God bless. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.